Hey guys, sorry I wasn't able to put out a video yesterday. I told you that I'm going to do something a little special today. What that's going to be is I am going to do a series of responsible gun owner videos. This is going to cover topics such as the different types of carry, different laws. Understand that I'm not an attorney, so I would advise you to look into your own local laws or speak to an attorney if you've got any questions. Things are going to vary state to state. It's not all just going to be the same information everywhere. So we're going to talk about what you do to get a gun, what you do after the fact, different things that you have to be aware of, ways to protect yourself, because just having a gun isn't going to protect you. You've got to know how to use it. You've got to know when you can use it. You've got to know when to show restraint. You've got to be prepared for what's going to happen after the fact. And we're going to touch a little on that. Like I say, this is going to be a series. I don't want any one video to be too long. So we're going to try to keep them around 1 minute to 1.5 minutes per section. Probably eight or so pieces. I'm not real sure how many episodes there's going to be, but we're going to start this. We're almost 1.5 minutes in, but we're just going to go through a couple adages that I've heard. And as we go through this series, we will talk a little bit more about each of these. But, the first one, it's better to have and not need than need and not have. I've lived that philosophy my entire life. I've heard it many times. I carry a lot of stuff on me on a daily basis just because I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And carrying a gun should be considered the same. The other one was don't bring a knife to a gunfight. I've heard that many times as well. It's have the right tool for the right job. And this day and age, when it comes to self-defense, a gun is pretty much going to be the answer. I mean, I understand not everybody wants to carry, but when the average response time to an emergency is 8 minutes before anybody can get to you, that's 8 minutes too long of having to hope that somebody's coming. A lot of times you don't have that time. You've got to deal with the situation right then and there and move on. The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. I've heard that many times, and that is proven true many times. And unfortunately, sometimes even the good guys with the gun, they're either, I don't really want to say foolish, but they're ill-informed about when they can and when they can't use their firearm. And we're going to go through that within this series. It's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Completely agree with that. And then one that I've heard a lot, I understand its reasoning, but I don't fully agree with it. But if all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. That goes into personal restraint, proper training. Yes, I carry a gun every single day. Anytime I leave my house, I've got my gun on me. And a lot of times, even when I'm in my house, I have it until my door is locked. That's not the solution to every problem I come across. In fact, very rarely is it the solution. A gun is a last resort. So we're going to talk more on that. And then just because you can doesn't mean you should. But anyway, I think that's long enough for this video. We're going to go into a lot more detail on this and break it down. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.